Good morning. We were going to start the video on a lovely picturesque beach, but
we've run into a marathon, quite literally. Well, I'm not running anyway.
No, I'm not running anywhere. Oh dear. Yeah, God knows how many people are, but the numbers on their chests are into the 3,000s, and we've been here for a good, I don't know, 10 minutes so far, and they just keep on coming.
Yeah, and they look like they've been running a while. Lots of them look like they're breezing it, but there's a lot of people running past that look like they're in pain.
Yeah, there's a few people that definitely look like they're in pain. But fair play to them. They're, yeah, a lot of them are a lot older than us as well.
Absolutely. And as for running, if you ever see me running, you should run too, because something is chasing me, because that's the only time you're ever going to get me running.
Yes, the one thing we have noticed as we've gone round Denmark is the amount of exercise the Danes do. Whether it's riding a bike, which is very popular, walking, hiking, running, just everywhere you go, people are exercising outdoors.
They say the Danes are the happiest people in the world, and I would say that those two things are definitely connected. I feel like we really understate in the UK just how good it is for you to be outside and be active, even if you never run like us.
Although, judging by the look on some of their faces, I'm not sure they're particularly happy at the moment.
No, these Danes don't look like the happiest Danes in the world right now. No. But they will do when they've finished, and that's the point of exercise, isn't it? That even if it's painful when you're doing it, that when you get to the end it feels great. Still not running though.
No. So we just had a Danish lady come past and ask us how long we've been sat here. We told them 15 minutes, so she went off and saw the marshal up the front and come back and said they're doing 2 laps of this particular route. No idea how big this particular route is, but they're doing 2 laps anyway. And they're waiting for a gap to let the cars through, but I can't see a gap coming anytime soon. So Kath's gone in the back to get our breakfast. Is that the done thing? Sit in your van and watch people doing a marathon eating your breakfast? Well, if anyone wants a mouthful, they can have one. Breakfast time. Well, that was sod's law. As soon as the bowl of cereal came through, they let a few vehicles through. So driving down the road, albeit only 2 car lengths, eating a bowl of cereal, everybody looking at me strange. Can't imagine why.
Another stop off, another huge area for motorhomes to park. Can't beat it. And here we are, we finally got through the marathon runners.
Finally.
We're at a place, I think it's called Skagen, and it's a little isthmus that sticks out of the top of the Jutland Peninsula.
Very isthmus.
It's basically the most northerly point of Denmark, and it's where the North Sea and Baltic Sea meet. The Skagen is full of military bunkers, but unlike the bunkers that we're used to seeing in the UK, the ones here are all German bunkers. Denmark and Germany had a deal during World War II, and Germany promised not to invade Denmark, but towards the end of the war they broke their promise and invaded and occupied the country. Out here on the Skagen is also a bunker museum. It's only £7 entry, but we have so much more to do this trip that we've decided to give it a miss and just look in the open bunkers instead. Today it was a toss-up between the bunker museum or the Viking graveyard. Nazis, Vikings, Nazis, Vikings. Yeah, the Vikings won. We're going to skip the bunker museum, have a look around the open bunkers that are here, and then we're going to head off to a Viking graveyard later today.
a look around a lot of the bunkers, but there are many more. As Cass says, we haven't got time to do them all today. We're just walking down the coast to Grennan Point, which is where the North Sea and the Baltic Sea meet. And apparently, you can see the point at which they do.
The hope of seeing seals here faded the moment I saw just how busy the beach was. You might see them in the sea here, but they certainly wouldn't be pupping here on this really busy beach. I really like heading down to Pembrokeshire in the autumn to see the seals pupping off the cliffs. It's cute as anything, but obviously we missed it this year for this trip. I feel like I've been chasing seals since we left the UK. We've still got the west coast of Denmark to do, so hopefully when we get down to the Wadden Sea or Wadden Sea again, we'll get the chance to see them.
Well, unsurprisingly, much like the rest of Denmark, this beach is spotless. And do you know why? Because they have crates all over the place for stranded sea litter. I've just been over and had a look at one. I'll put a picture on the screen. Full of old nets and a lot of poo bags. But they don't half know how to keep the place clean.
I think that might be the only seal I see today.
You know what Kath said about not getting any closer to seals today? She was wrong.
Too close.
Yeah.
What on earth?
Couple of little seal pups there. That's as good as the footage is going to get on the GoPro, because you're not allowed to get close to them, despite the fact that a lot of these people are a lot closer than they should be. So we'll try and overload some footage from Kath's camera because it's got a good zoom on it. Here we are. This is the point at which the North Sea and the Baltic Sea meet. Yeah, unfortunately, you can see Mum's seal out in the water, but she won't come into the babies because all these tourists are too bloody close to the babies. So those poor babies are just going to get abandoned. Some people pay no attention to the signs. Keep your distance. Makes me angry.
I got a little bit of footage on a like 20 times zoom, but I just don't fancy the chances of those seal pups. People are within a metre of them. They're clearly twins. Mum is just sitting off the shore waiting to come in, but the one on the left hand side is barely moving already. I'm just shocked at how disrespectful people are. Like, you want to take a picture of a seal pup, but you don't care if it dies then because you've got so close to take a picture. If you ever see seals on the beach or pupping, keep your distance, 20 or 30 metres, no closer. Mum will not come in and feed, and they starve really quickly. Just like humans and all mammals, they need feeding regularly. It's just made me really sad today.
Well, as lovely as that was to see the seals, we've had to walk away because it's a bit upsetting. The people are just getting too close. I went and had a chat with the tractor driver that brings the tourists down here, and he says unfortunately it's all too common. The tourists, or visitors, they might not all be tourists, but the visitors seem to treat this place like a zoo. And it's often the case that the seal pups will pass away, unfortunately. Yeah, it's quite upsetting really.
Well, that's us done with a head out on Skagen, and we're just heading back to the van, and we're going to head down a little bit down the west coast to have a look at another lighthouse down there. It's been lovely out here, really nice to see the seals too, although reminded why we stay in the wilderness. You know, individuals, they're lovely, but people en masse, God, they're a f***ing nightmare. Oh, we've come into the car park and there's a vintage Volvo coach here.
I want it!
Oh, make a cool camper. Take a look at this. How cool is that?
That is beautiful.
I need it immediately, and I need Stuart to convert it into the coolest camper ever. Look at it!
And we couldn't come all this way to the northernmost part of Denmark without leaving our mark. If you see it, give us a tag.
Just in case I can't get to sleep tonight.
An hour's drive down the road and we're heading to another beach. Nala's loving this holiday. There's a special reason why we're coming to this one, and here's Cass to tell you why.
What the Danish government did was they wanted to save this historic building. So in 2018 they raised 5 million kroner, which is just shy of £1 million. And they dug out the entire foundation of the lighthouse. The operation started in 2019. They dug out the entire foundation of the lighthouse. They put the whole lighthouse on rails and they dragged it at 12 miles an hour using hydraulics all the way down the coast here to where it is today, which should give it a few more years life. When they started to move it, they thought it weighed 1,000 tonne and they were really worried that it was going to topple over. But once they dug out the foundations and put it on rails, they discovered that it weighed a mere 720 tonne, and so the operation was complete, saving the lighthouse so we can still see it today. I keep saying about my Danish pronunciations, and I am very sorry to any Danish people watching, and one of the reasons that I'm absolutely sure that I'm getting the pronunciation so wrong is because there's a Danish word that's gone all the way around the world, and in the UK we call it hygge, and it's the idea of comfort and coziness, a warm jumper, a good book, a crackling fire. All of these things are hygge. What I've learned since I've been here is that that word is actually pronounced hygge, and I'm probably still getting that wrong. So yeah, sorry Denmark for my mispronunciations. I really am doing my best.
Well, we've seen a few people going up into the lighthouse, So let's give it a go.
So when I read the BBC article about moving this place, there was a local engineer involved called Kjeld Peterson, and we've just walked around the lighthouse, which is just here, and look what I found. Cool. Oh wow. Ooh.
What an amazing view. Even the stone penis.
It seems that no matter where you are in the world, no matter what point of human history you're at, everybody thinks dicks are funny.
Lighthouse, tick! Oh, it's been a busy day.
It has indeed.
Yeah, off to the Viking burial ground now, which apparently you can park up at. So hopefully we'll get there before the sun sets, and then tomorrow we'll have a look around.
Well, I think that's us done with sand dunes and lighthouses for the day. It's been quite a big day today. We're just heading inland now, and because there are no bounds to our excitement, we have one more stop on the itinerary, which is
the laundry.
The laundry. Keeping it real van life, eh?
So hot, Kat's going to be wearing my clothes from now on.
They're hot, aren't they?
Job done. Go and get the dog.